We're going to work the linked triple crochet. When we work a triple crochet, we normally yarn over twice, and we end up working those off 2 at a time. But in this case, we're going to end up with 4 loops on our hook that we can work off, but we're not going to get there in a traditional way. There are 2 methods of getting to that point. We're going to skip our first chain, and in our second chain from hook, we're going to insert our hook in that chain, yarn over and pull through to give me 2 loops on my hook. And in my next chain, I'm going to insert my hook, yarn over and pull through. That gives me 3 loops on my hook. I want 4 loops on my hook. Now, if you need a certain number of chains, a certain number of stitches that you have to end up with, then you have to know which method you're going to use. Otherwise, you will end up with the wrong number of chains. You can insert your hook in the next stitch, yarn over and pull through to get your 4 loops, or you can skip the next stitch and go into the stitch after it, yarn over and pull through to get your 4 loops. This is my preferred method. Then you work off 2 loops at a time, just as you would in a regular triple crochet. And the reason why I like to skip that stitch is because I find it helps the stitch to stand up a little better. Now, to make our next linked triple crochet, we're going to use these 2 loops. Here's 1 loop, here's 1 loop. So we're going to insert our hook under that first top loop, yarn over and pull through. That gives me 2 loops on my hook. And I'm going to insert under the next loop, yarn over and pull through. That gives me 3 loops on my hook. Then I'm going to go into my next chain, yarn over and pull through. Now I have 4 loops. I'm going to work those off as a normal triple crochet. Yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. Now you can see that these 2 stitches are linked, and we'll do the same thing for the next stitch. Insert our hook under the loop, yarn over and pull through. Here's our next loop. Yarn over and pull through. That gives me 3 loops on my hook. Now I'll go into my next chain. And I'll work these off 2 at a time. That gives me another linked triple crochet. Now I have my 2 loops here. So I'm going to insert my hook under this top loop, yarn over and pull through. And then here's my second loop. Insert my hook, yarn over and pull through. And then for my 4th loop, I'm going to go into my next chain, yarn over and pull through. And then I work it off just like a regular triple crochet. And you would keep doing this all along row. And see how you end up with a row of loops. Here's your 2 loops. Insert my hook under that loop, yarn over and pull through. And then I go to my next chain. And when you're going into your chains, you can go wherever you normally do. I could have gone into my back loop, my top loop, my bottom loop, whatever. You can use whatever method for that you wish. Remember, when you make your linked, even though in a regular double or triple you would yarn over first, when you make your link stitches, you do not yarn over. You're just using those loops to get your 4 loops. I've completed a row of linked stitches here, and I'm going to show you how to go into make your next row. If you're going to use the skip a chain, then you would chain 4. If you're not going to use the skip a chain, then you chain 3 for your next row. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to use the skip. Now we go into the second chain from hook, remember. Insert our hook, yarn over it and pull through, leaving that loop on the hook. Then we go into the next chain, insert our hook, yarn over it and pull through. That gives me 3. Now if I had done 3 chains, then I would be finished here. I wouldn't have this other chain. I'm turning, go into the next stitch, the first stitch of my row. But I'm going, and that's what I'm going to do, but I want you to see that I have an extra chain here. I'm skipping that chain, and I'm going to go into the first stitch of the row, not the second like you normally do in triple crochet. Now I'm going to yarn over and pull through, and that now gives me my 4 loops that I need, and I'm going to yarn over and draw through 2 at a time 3 times, and that gives me my first link stitch. Then I have my 2 loops here, so I'm going to work my link stitch as before, and I go into my next, work off 2. Now I've got my 2 loops here, so I'm going to go into this first top loop, yarn over and pull through, and my second loop, yarn over and pull through. Then I go into the stitch, the next stitch, yarn over and pull through. Then I work off my loops 2 at a time, as in a regular triple crochet. That's the link triple crochet.